Okay, alright, I said I wasn't going to talk about Halloween Horror Nights as much. However, I'm a huge HHN fan, and on Friday the 13th, Horror Night Nightmares put out a brand new HHN speculation map. My gears have been churning ever since I saw it. I want to talk about it, and I want to talk about it with you guys. So I'm going to give my opinions on it, what I think's here, what I think the symbols mean, what's different from the last map to this map, and little things like that in between. I'm very excited for Horror Nights this year, but I need you guys to remember this one thing, and one big thing: Halloween Horror Nights has not announced a single thing, except for the dates. Everything that we're going to talk about in this video is pure speculation based on what came out on this map and some of the stuff that I saw on the Reddit page as well. So with that being said, let's dive straight into this map. The first thing you'll notice right away just by looking at it is that it is different than the first one that released. That's because this one is themed to Friday the 13th and the prior one was themed to Christmas. However, some of the symbols have stayed the same, meaning that they have carried over from that original map to this map. But they're still Christmas themed, so I kind of find it fun and goofy in its own silly way. We have a grand total of 4 of those symbols that have been carried over from that last map to this map. The first of the 4 is that Jack-in-the-Box with an elf. Now, everyone, and I mean everyone, wants this to be Jack versus Oddfellow, and you can honestly throw me into that everyone. Jack the Clown is the icon that got me into HHN, the one that got me interested back in 2007, and I didn't even get to go until 2013. Oddfellow, just recently, new icon, shown to us. We knew his lore, we knew his history, now we know the character. The fact that we're going to potentially see both of these icons finally facing off against each other, just like we've been told since 2000, it's peak. It's absolute peak. It's cinema. And I talked about it in my last video. You can have Team Jack and Team Oddfellow. It can work out so well. Please do this. Please let this be real. If there's anything on this map that actually happens, I need Jack versus Oddfellow for 35. The next returning symbol would be something that would technically be returning to HHN again. Now it is an upside down clock. If you guys don't know what an upside down clock means at this point, it's Stranger Things. Of course, it doesn't specify whether it's just season 5 or if it's the entirety of the show, but if I'm being completely honest, I feel like seeing all of Stranger Things together for a potential final house, seasons 1 through 5, would be fantastic. Especially for 35, we want to do something big, something grandiose. This would make so much sense, giving us the opportunity to walk through the entirety of all 5 seasons, seeing Hawkins' lab, seeing the Upside Down, seeing Vecna's lair, seeing the Mind Flayer everywhere. It would be fantastic. Reliving some of our favorite scenes from past HHN houses that we've had for Stranger Things. It would just work so well. But hey, it's just a theory. A Horror Nights theory. Okay, let me stop completely goofing off. The next symbol that was carried over from the prior map to this map was the knitted cap with needles in it. Where do you wear a knitted cap? On your head. What are needles? Pins. Pinhead. Hellraiser. Nonetheless, Hellraiser is something that we've wanted to see come to HHN forever. And don't get me wrong, if you look back at the early years, Pinhead was there. Like, of course, before copyright and everything with major theme parks and things like that, Pinhead was at HHN, which is a cool thing to think. So technically, we're getting something from HHN past, but for the first time ever, it being based on the actual property itself. All in all, I think it's amazing if this actually happens. Being able to see a slasher, or well, a horror icon that we've never seen before, technically, at Halloween Horror Nights, is big. This is massive. Like, think about the first time we got Halloween back in 2014. That was big. That was massive. I'm really curious to see if this happens, what iteration of Hellraiser they're going to do. Are they going to do the original film? Are they going to do a best of, kind of like they did with Jason? I don't know. Either way, if it does happen, I'm excited for this. It's going to be a fun little blast from the past. The fourth and final symbol that is carried over from the prior map is the lighter and the 2 cigarettes. Everyone thinks that this is Sinners, and don't get me wrong, I hope it is. I think Sinners was a fantastic movie, and I think it would translate to an amazing haunted house. Think of From Dusk Till Dawn meets The Darkest Steel. I think it's a perfect 1-2 punch, and truthfully, The Darkest Steel is one of my favorite houses of all time. And after watching Sinners, I literally said they both go hand in hand. me and my friend Aiden from Dreamport have a hilarious inside joke that the Darkest Deal was actually inspiration for Sinners. So it's going to be a full circle moment if this actually happens. But the only caveat that I have right here when it comes to Sinners coming to the event is that Warner Brothers is a huge thorn in Horror Nights' side. Don't get me wrong, we've had Warner Brothers properties in the past. We've had The Shining, Exorcist, over on the West Coast, we had Evil Dead Rise. So there is a possibility of there being a working relationship between the two. But there's always that little bit of doubt. And that doubt for me always stems from 2017 when we almost had The Conjuring and it fell straight through the hands of the team. Now, a lot of people say that it's Warner Brothers' fault. Who knows? Nonetheless, I do hope that Sinners happens just because I want there to be a working relationship with Warner Brothers so we get more Warner Brothers properties down the line. Now that those symbols are out of the way, the ones that are returning, let's have a moment of silence for the ones that we lost.
The arms of the angel fly away.
Now, before continuing with the map, I want to take a brief pause and talk about the bear. No, not that bear. I love that bear, but no, not that bear either. That's right, Ted. This almost out of left field rumor just showed up on Reddit about a month ago, talking about Ted coming to HHN, and honestly, as dumb as it sounds, I could take it if it's a third show. Put it in horror makeup, and I'd be so happy. Give us Chucky's Insult Emporium with Ted. Now, granted, it's probably not going to have a consistent audience, but if it's a funny late night talk show style show, it could be fun. It could be something different because we can have a big show in Fear Factor. We can have a Lagoon show, and like I've been saying since the beginning, a show in horror makeup. A perfect trifecta, 3 shows. It would be great. But like I said, if this was a stand-in for the Nightmare Fuel show, I don't know if I'd be 100% for that. There's always something at the event that we don't really know how it's gonna do, and then it happens and we love it. Wyatt 6, The Weeknd, who knows what else? Maybe something we're about to talk about in the very next segment. With the new map, we got 10 total houses. I can't believe I forgot to say that earlier, but 10 houses, no scare zones shown off, no shows, but we have a symbol for every individual house, which is a step up from last time. So we have 6 things that we have not talked about yet. Let's start off with the hot topic that everyone's been talking about. That is 2 dancing skeletons. And everyone that I've been talking to just instantly thinks Gaga.
I like some of the Gaga songs.
And I'm going straight into this with the same perspective that I went into with The Weeknd, where I like Lady Gaga's music. I like The Weeknd's music. I think this is going to be a vibe if it actually happens. Like, Horror Nights has become this thing where every year there's that one property where we're just like, I don't know. Like me, I'm a huge wrestling fan. Last year I was so nervous for the Wyatt 6. Then we finally went through it, and I was so happy. I was so satisfied. There were people that weren't fans of the property that loved the house. This is something that I can see happening here if this is the case. I have also heard people throwing around the idea that this can still be Heavy Metal Hell 3D. Maybe? I don't know. I think that our Slaughter Cinema representation is in a different house based on the clues or symbols that were given, but Gaga would be fantastic, and I think it would be a great addition to the lineup, especially because if you guys remember 30, we were supposed to have a original house based on an artist, never happened, Billie Eilish. So maybe they're trying to make up for it here at 35. 6 years later. Moving to the item on this map that when I first looked at it blew my mind because it took me 2 seconds to understand exactly what I was looking at. And it's honestly a huge reason why I'm making this video, because I just want to say that I'm happy that it's here if it's actually happening. When I looked at the Fast and Furious location and I saw the guts and the blood coming and oozing from the guts, everything clicked for me, and I said, oh my gosh, HR Blood and Guts is coming back. Based on speculation, not confirmed. Nonetheless, my mind blown because I'm a huge HHN fan, of course. We all are. If you're watching this video and you're this deep into it, you're an HHN fan, welcome to the community. If this is your first time, hope you have a good time. Nonetheless, HR Blood and Guts is basically the embodiment of a late night horror movie marathon guy at HHN. Truthfully, it's going to be such a vibe. It's going to be our Slaughter Cinema representation in a way. That's what I think. I think that HR Blood and Guts will give us Slaughter Cinema or the Cary Drive. One of the two. Something there, something in Cary, Ohio. I feel like this is where we'll see a prominent house in Cary, Ohio at the event. Now, probably won't be the only one because it's the 35th and it's a big event. It's a big year. It's a year that ends in a 5, so it's an anniversary. Ah, man, I'm just so excited to see HR. I should edit out me getting this excited and me just being amped, but I feel like you guys need to feel the same emotion that I'm feeling right now. Let's keep going. Let's round off these tents since we're over here, and if this image of a cowboy alien is anything to indicate. Now, I think it's an original, most likely, and I'm really hoping that it's Invasion, and it's a cowboy alien invasion, or some kind of invasion in the Midwest. I don't know, old Western alien invasion. Who knows? But anyways, I have always wanted an alien house. So back in 2017, we had Invasion, amazing scare zone, star-studded, fantastic, beautiful set design for a scare zone. Never turned into a house, never featured anywhere. It was featured in another scare zone, but never featured in a house. So being able to potentially see an alien house again, 2 thumbs up, 2 golden thumbs up from me, especially any kind, anything. Just take me to space, I'll be happy. Right next to the alien residency, we have a couple of cosmetics, some makeup. Maybe, just maybe, call me crazy. And I know other people have said this online, so why would you call me crazy? Call them crazy too. Vanity Ball. It was such an amazing scare zone. It was perfection. Me and Lexi spent hours in the scare zone. It was good. It was worth it. Bring it back. At least something similar to it. I think Code Coaster has done something similar. They made a house pitch on Twitter for Vanity Ball. If I find a picture of it, I'll put it on the screen right now. But yes, a Vanity Ball house would be great. I've also seen people talking about BuzzCon. BuzzCon cosmetics. I mean, it's a way to keep BuzzCon going at HHN. We've had it in 2 different things now. We've had the sludge spill that was all over New York, and then we had the bugs incident. So maybe some bad makeup from BuzzCon. Who knows? I feel like BuzzCon is just going to be an easy cop-out for HHN for a long time now. Similar to Cary, Ohio. And I'm not going to be mad about it. Keep the BuzzCon going. Keep it buzzing. And now that's it for the 10th. Let's move over to the sound stages, in which we have a paw print. Now, if the upside down clock wasn't here, I would have been like, oh, that's obviously Hawkins, as a joke. But this could be many things. I think maybe, just maybe, this could be Devil Dogs. I've seen people say it could be Cat Lady. It could be something completely original. Maybe a werewolf house. Maybe Universal's take on Craven the Hunter, in which he captures animals and showcases them. Either way, I love an original because it can be a plethora of different things, and we don't know until it's announced. It's great. And finally, the last thing on this map, the last symbol, it is a burning book. There is a little movie coming out this year that is also a Warner Brothers property similar to Sinners, called Evil Dead Burn. Now, Evil Dead, I feel like, has been playing this game with HHN Orlando where it's like, you can have me, but you really can't. Who knows? Because we were supposed to have it, I want to say, 31? And we ended up getting Hellblock Horror instead. And then Hollywood the year after ended up getting Evil Dead Rise. It was weird because we didn't get it. Who knows? But if we do end up getting an Evil Dead house, it has the potential to not just please Horror Nights fans, but horror fans in general as well, as Evil Dead is such a beloved franchise that people would flock to this event to see it. And honestly, taking a gander at what the projected lineup might be based off of this map, crazy. You got Hellraiser, you got Sinners, you got Evil Dead, You got Lady Gaga and you have Stranger Things. That's kind of bonkers. And honestly, I wouldn't want it any other way for an anniversary year, where you're kind of just continuing what you did last year, which I think worked so well for HHN, bringing properties that haven't been here before or haven't been here in a while, and truly giving them the limelight, allowing fans of those properties to come to the event and enjoy the event. It's going to be perfect. I can't wait for the originals to get announced. I can't wait for our first house announcement. Who knows when it's going to be? I don't know. I'm guessing after Mardi Gras. If it's during Mardi Gras, I'd go crazy, but I think it's going to be after Mardi Gras, like always. But I'm so excited. This lineup potentially sounds great. Let me know down below what you think some of these symbols are, or if we've might as well basically been on the same page here. What do you think about the potential TED show? Like this video if you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe if you guys already haven't done so. And stay excellent, my dudes.